for your help. Right. Good morning, everybody. I had so much fun and got such a nice response from everybody yesterday with my short vinyasa video that I thought today I would offer up a yin class. And it's floor-based. Anybody that's new to yin, it's floor-based. You need a couple of props. I have a blanket. I do have a bolster, but you could totally use a bed pillow. I'm sitting on a block. Eye pillow, whatever you have in your house is perfect. You don't need to order anything from Amazon. Today's practice, I am calling it Yin for Anxiety, and it will target the urinary bladder meridian, which runs up the back body. So think a lot of forward folding, and the kidney meridian, which runs up the front body. So that's my plan. We will sit, we will breathe, we will be in community, probably about, I'm thinking 35 minutes. I'm really trying to get these videos short enough that you can get them in your day, but not have them take over your day. All right, enough. So find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Find a nice long spine. And just start to tap into your breath. Start to notice the rise and fall of your breath in and your breath out, without any need to change that, right? Just start to become present with your breath. And then begin to lengthen and deepen your breath. So your inhales match your exhales in length and duration. And there's this sense of filling your whole body from your belly button through the ribs to the collarbones. And then you exhale, collarbones, ribs, low belly. And as you shift into this pattern of breathing, you transition from a state of busy and doing to more of a state of just allowing and being. Good. Notice any places in your physical body where you are holding tension. And soften, right? Just let it go. Maybe it's behind your eyes, and your jaw, your shoulders. And then lift your awareness to your heart and check in with how you're feeling this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're practicing. And ask yourself the simple question, how am I feeling today? And whatever comes up for you, it's just information. It's nothing to be judged or labeled. And then lift your awareness up to the crown of your head, third eye, somewhere in that department, and check in with your thoughts, right? What is the soundtrack of your day? And allow the thoughts to come just like clouds would in the sky, and then allow them to pass without any attachment to whatever you're finding there. Let yourself linger on a positive thought, something that brings a smile to your mouth. And then start to notice the sounds in your room, right? Maybe they're different sounds today than when you normally practice with me. And then maybe you become aware of the air as it comes in and out of your nose. And the taste in your mouth. All of this to try to center ourselves, to become fully present just in this moment. Good. Hands together in a prayer shape. Thumb knuckles to your sternum, bow your head. Take a deep, full breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. One more time, big breath in. And a big breath out. Start by just gently separating your eyelashes. And then start to blink them a bit. Find the tip of your nose. And then ever so slowly, let the rest of the world in. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. Good. From here, take your arms down by your sides. Lift up through the sternum, but keep your shoulders soft. We're just going to breathe a bit together. So inhale, reach up, touch your fingers. And then exhale, open it down. Again, inhale, reach up. And exhale. Right, keep going on your own. Maybe you close your eyes. And I want you to visualize this circle that you're creating around yourself as just your golden light, your circle of what is within your control, right? Everything else outside this globe that you're making around yourself is outside of your control. All that you can do is work to react in a way that keeps you at a peaceful level. We'll inhale, fingers will touch, and then exhale, little twist over to your left, and then inhale back up, and exhale to the right. And then we're just gonna flow that out. Inhale up, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good, inhale up, pause, shake your hands all the way down. Nice job. From here, you can stay on your block or you could come off of it. We're gonna make our way into a butterfly pose. So the soles of your feet will come together. If you're on your block, your knees are probably pretty high and you could get a couple more blocks or books or something there to support your knees. And I really want you to wiggle around a little bit so that you feel rooted, right? A lot of sort of what I'm gonna offer online, trying to encourage you to stay grounded no matter what's going on around you. So soles of your feet, they could be closer to the groin. You'll have one experience. You could push them a slightly more forward. You'll find it in the outer legs. And then take hold of your shins, please. And you'll inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, just roll into yourself. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, roll. Just one more time, big breath in. And a big breath out. Good, you'll sit nice and tall here, belly in, shoulders down. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, start to come forward from your hip joint until you feel something in the outer hips, maybe for your placement of your feet, it's in the inner thighs. And I just want you to be here for a minute. And we take a moment to just touch base with a couple of the key principles of a yin practice. And the first is that we hold for time. Most of what we work on today will be held for 3 minutes. And we do that because the connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, bones, need a longer time to rehydrate, re-lengthen. They need exercise just like your muscles do, but a different kind. So that's the first thing to think about. And then we hold at our edge. So the edge is that place where you feel like you're doing something. It's generally, if I had to give it a number, it's about a 3 out of 10 or so. And the thing is, the longer you hold these poses, the edge will sneak away from you, and it's your job to keep at the edge by moving your body. And then lastly, we hold in stillness, right? Home practice might be new to a lot of us. It is for me, but we try to be still in the thoughts and in the body. Good. Find your breath. You could stay right here if your edge is still present. If it has slid a bit, you could take a breath in, lift your heart a smidge, And then exhale, long spine again, come to your next edge. If you have any back issues, I encourage you to keep your back flat. If your back is nice and healthy, you could feel free to round it as you explore the shape. You could grab your bolster and put it onto your feet. I like to hold my head so I avoid any tension in the back of my neck. And then find your breath. Try to encourage the breath to stay long and deep. Staying really present with whatever comes up. Good. Check in with your edge. Maybe there's somewhere to take this. And then notice any places where you are holding. We are working to encourage the muscles to surrender their grip on the bones so that we can go a little bit deeper into the fascia, ligaments, tendons, bones. Good. Take 8 more breaths. Soften that muscles between your eyes. Wiggle your toes. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, pull your belly muscles in and rise as you were holding. So if you were flat spined, come up that way. If you were round, return to the crown of your head to the ceiling in that fashion. But go so slowly you feel almost ridiculous. You've held your body in a delicate shape for 3 minutes or so. You just want to honor that as you leave. Good. Nice job. I want to show you something, which is a kidney acupressure point. So obviously I haven't had a pedicure in a while, but in between your second and third toe, down here into the center of the pad of your foot, if you take, I'm going to do both feet at the same time, and you start to sort of pulsate down there, maybe circles. It's called the K1 acupressure point, and it really helps to clear and to release anything that's sort of stagnant in the kidney meridian here. So just give it a gentle roll, right? If you find a spot, I know when I roll this spot with a ball, I get a lot of response. So if you're not feeling it with your thumb later in your day, roll this spot out with your ball, yoga ball, tennis ball. All right, nice job. And then close up your knees, really slow. Flatten the feet. I'm still on my block. I'm going to stay here. Take the hands behind you and lift your chest. And just feel the openness, right? A lot of this information has caused us to round in, to close off. I just want you to lift and offer your heart. And then start to windshield wiper your knees. Just gentle. Maybe you guys gaze to the opposite side. And just let it feel good. Good. Come back to the center. Come off your block if you're there. And set it off to the top. And make your way into your tabletop. So we're going to be here on our hands and knees for a little bit. I have a blanket. If you have something like that at home, you might want to take it folded under your knees. And then come into your tabletop. Knees under hips, fingers spread nice and wide. And then start to just move around and liven up your spine. So inhale, tip your tail, heart forward. And then exhale, round in and up. Good, inhale. And exhale. I invite you, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes and really start to bring this movement, this breath inside. Less worry about the outside, what it looks like, whether your kids are looking at you from the top of the stairs, and just feel into it. And then if there's another movement you want to add here that would really feel good, take that now. Good. Come on back to your tabletop. Our next shape is melted heart. So the knees will stay over the hips. The hands will walk forward and anchor them. Keep the arms straight, pull the belly in, and then exhale. Melt your forehead, chin down to the earth. Keep the arms straight and relatively engaged through the fingertips here. But if you think of the name of this pose, melted heart, I want you to drop the heart space toward the floor. Let the rib cage soften. Let the belly muscles soften. And then breathe. Something else I should remind you of is that if anything that I offer you causes tingling, burning, pain, anything like that, it's a sign from your body to please make a change in the shape. So here in melted heart, if it's too much, you could take one hand under your forehead and keep the other one extended. So please allow it to make its way into your body. There is no perfect shape. There's just this place where you can have sensation, and you give yourself this permission to explore and accept yourself in this moment. Good. If you feel as though you are resisting the earth and you're pressing yourself away, I encourage you to bring the idea of surrender into the practice. Let everything get heavier. Good. And I chose this meridian pair today. A couple of reasons. Feels good, I think, to open the heart here as often as we can. Feels good to strengthen the backbone, right? We're going to need that. And also this meridian pair is connected to fear and anxiety. So if the chi, life force, is not flowing smoothly, if there are blockages in either of these meridians, we can have, in the physical sense, in the kidney meridian, we could have chest pain, asthma, impotence, hernia. Emotional, you get paranoid, there's a little bit of fear and loneliness. And when it's balanced, when the energy flows, the chi flows, you have this idea of wisdom, rationality, and self-understanding, right? How important that we cultivate that in response to what's going on around us. Good, 3 more breaths. Press into your hands. Take a deep breath in. And a nice breath out. And then inhale, slide the hands back towards your shoulders for a table. And then exhale, just press back, heels to hips. Good, inhale, tabletop. And exhale, down dog. If down dog doesn't feel good to you, stay in your table. Good, we're gonna flow a bit. Inhale to table. Exhale, embryo. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, in breath. And out breath. If you come to down dog with me, walk it out. And then release your knees. And then just set back on your heels for a minute. We're going to take the blanket. If you're on one, it's going to maybe expand it a bit. You're going to take it down under your hip bones. And you're going to come right down onto the floor. So make a hand pile for yourself. Elbows wide, feet wider than your hips. Wiggle your booty about. And then rest your forehead on your hands. Feel the belly inflate here on the inhale and soften on the exhale. Being face down like this, just for a breath or two with no particular purpose, is extremely grounding. Stimulating for your root chakra, your Muladhara, this sense of survival, right? We might not have everything we need in this moment, but we have enough. Now, as you continue to let the body get heavier on the floor, I want you to bring your awareness to your low back. Notice if you have sensation there. We're coming into a Sphinx pose. And for a lot of us, we feel a 3 or so in the low back, just like this. If you feel a 3 or so right here, this is your Sphinx. If you'd like, and you feel that there's more your body can do, come up onto your elbows. They're a little bit forward of your shoulders. Then this is a hard one. I think people want to resist the floor. So if you'll humor me and stay with me, press your hands down, lift up a bit, look forward, and then exhale. Think about melting the split of your ribs to the floor. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Breathe in, lift, look forward. And then exhale, melt, and stay here. So it's as though your torso is being held up by the shoulders, because it is. But you're not pressing the floor away. Let everything melt down toward the earth. And then notice where you are engaging muscles. For most of us, it's the seat. The glute muscles don't like this. They don't like a pinch in the low back. So they squeeze and they fire, but I want you, just breath by breath, if you can, just release the grip a bit. Good. Think about your pubic bone just melting, toes are soft. And then start to check in with your whole body, starting with your toes. Noticing, are your feet pressing? Let them go. Are your quads or your hamstrings engaged? Soften them. Right. So just soften that space between your shoulders. Open and close your mouth a couple of times. Move the jaw around. And you could stay right here. There's lots of places to go to keep meeting your edge. If your edge has started to move, you could consider opening the hands a little bit out to the sides, straightening your arms, coming up into seal. The glutes will fire again for most of us, and you can just do that same little inventory, separating, softening. Depending on the flexibility of your lumbar spine, you can widen the knees and touch the toes. Wherever you are, we're going to be here for just about a minute. And I really want to encourage you, if you came up here with me and you're like, ugh, no thanks, don't like it, just come back to where you felt enough sensation in the low back. Good. For this part in this pose, we're going to do 4-part breathing. So we'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4 times. So breathe in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold that empty for 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Last round, inhale, hold, exhale. Hold that empty. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, extend. Think about lengthening your spine down, crown of your head forward. Return to where we were. Please be still for just a moment. Taking an opportunity in this place where in yin we call it rebound, where you're checking in with how the pose impacted your body, where you feel it physically or emotionally or mentally. And then a counter pose here is just a gentle wiggle. You could also bend your feet up to the ceiling and take it as a windshield wiper. Good. And the legs will extend. Hands under shoulders. We're going to move together. I want you to count to 5 as you do this. So press into the floor, breathe in. And then as you exhale, so slowly, for 5. You're headed to child's pose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Land. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes. If you need any props behind your knees to lessen the flexion, please take that time and roll maybe your blanket or your beach towel under the knees. Behind the knees rather, not under. And then just rest in this child's pose. Let all of your awareness come to your low spine. And then I'm going to invite you to give your breath the color red, which is the color associated with your Muladhara. And as you inhale, let the breath ride the backbone from the tailbone all the way up to the back of your head. And then your exhale, it rinses back down the spine. And you breathe. And giving the breath a color helps to focus, helps to stimulate the energy in the root chakra. And this idea of directed attention is really helpful in encouraging the body to sort of focus on where you perhaps feel this the most. But also it helps you to visualize sort of the expansion on the in-breath, finding that red color, and the settling back down on the out-breath. Good. 3 more rounds of breath. Nice job. Start to press into your hands. Come forward to your tabletop. Check in with any movement you might want to do here, right? Anything that feels good. And then make your way to the top of your mat. You can go ahead and clear your props. And come on down to your back body. That's nice and easy. Right? Stretch out wide, feet wide rather, arms over the head softly. A little tip of the chin here so your forehead's higher than your chin. Pentacle pose, starfish pose. Just this place again to check in. And one of my favorite things about the practice of yin is it gives you this opportunity to get to know yourself a little bit better, right? We are all creatures of habit. We respond the same way to the same stimulus over and over again. But this practice of yin allows us to sort of hit that pause button. We can see how we react when we're bored or uncomfortable or fidgety or frustrated. And before we react in our usual pattern, we have this moment to say, is that the best choice? The experience I'm in this moment will not last forever. The long grocery line, the traffic, the long time you spend on hold, trying to sort something out. When you notice your patterns, you have this moment to ask yourself, is this the best version of me? Can I do better? And you start to carve these new neural pathways of loving kindness to yourself. And you grow just a little bit. Good. Start to walk your feet in. And then if you have a block, reach for it and slide it under your hips. We're going to take the feet up to the ceiling. Just about a minute here. This is restorative in its nature, so you don't have to look for an edge. I am going to have you to ask you to take your hands together in prayer and rub them up and down. Get some heat going. And then separate the hands and cover your eyes. Eyes can be open or closed underneath. And let this just be your time out. Taking from it what you need. Blocking everything else out. The only thing efforting it all is your breathing, strong and steady. Think of it as a reset. I love the example of that little rainbow circle that comes onto my computer when it's overloaded. I unplug it to get it to work again. This is your unplug. Good. Hands down, nice and easy. Just let them melt off your face. Bring the feet down to the floor. Remove your block if you had one there. And then draw the left knee in and stretch your right leg long. And take a second, do a couple of circles with your hip, your knee here on the ceiling. Good. And then bring the left arm down, take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, easy twist to your right. Bring the right shoulder to the right a little more and resettle. Stack the hips. Maybe gaze out to the left fingertips. Couple of breaths. You can slide the left arm over your head if you'd like, just inviting a little sensation in through the heart meridian in the armpit area. You could extend the top leg out a bit more, rest it on a block. There's nothing that says it has to be on the floor. There's no striving, there's just allowing. I'm just going to be about a minute here in each twist. Good. Slide the arm back down, shoulder height. Breathe in here. And then as you exhale, roll to the back. Nice and easy. Feet are going to flatten. Pick yourself up just a bit so you can re-lengthen your spine down onto the floor. And we'll go right to the other side. Right knee in, left leg long, couple of circles. Good. Right arm down, take a deep breath. So fill up your bellies. And then exhale, twist it over to your left. Good, use the block under the left knee. Maybe it's a bolster, maybe it's a dictionary, whatever you have. And just breathe into the twist. Rinse away everything that's not necessary in this moment. All the fears, all the anxieties. set them off to the side. And be fully present just here with the breath, the body. Slide the arm up over the head. Extend the top leg long. And then let the earth have you. Surrender. Good. Bring the arm back down. Engage the belly muscles a tiny bit and roll to the back body. Both feet flat here. One hand to the heart and one to the belly. Just be still for a moment. In this sort of rebound. Noticing how you feel in your heart and in your body and in your thoughts. And then decide where you want to go next. Maybe you widen the feet in windshield wiper. Maybe it's a full body stretch. Maybe it's a couple of moving bridges, right? Tap into what it is that you need now. And you don't have to pick just one. You could do a couple of different counter poses. Close your eyes. And then from here, you'll start to stretch out into your Shavasana. Maybe if you have a bolster, you can place it under your knees. You could cover up with your blanket. I'm going to let you rest here for as long as you need. Try to stay for at least 3 minutes. 7 is ideal. Let the breath go. So as you're settling in, I will send you off. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth and exhale. Shavasana. Have a beautiful day, you guys.